How y'all doing? Greetings and namaste. Hope you all are having a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful morning. Happy Thursday. Oh, I think today's Thursday, right? Hey, I was in a gym parking lot, and before I go in the gym, y'all know I like to speak sometimes, right? And sometimes, unfortunately, I go over my time, but I'm not gonna stay too long today because I have to go. I have to get my workout in. And let me make sure y'all can hear me first. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Hoping that y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Um, Let me say my hellos and highs and namastes. Hey, Bougie, how you doing? Nelly, what's going on? Good morning, Miss T. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Melinda. Good morning, y'all. Loud and clear. Okay, wildflowers for me. How are you doing? Niz0276, how you doing? Hey, made a brand new queen. Anetta, resilient. How you doing? She calls me Professor. Hey, so let me get straight to the point. Hey, Miss T. Yo, thanks for joining me. All right, thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me. It's always good to see you guys. Okay, good, Patricia. How you doing? Hey, Candice. How you doing? Morning. Good morning. Good morning. Somebody told me to stop saying good morning yesterday. No. Listen, man. Let me just bring something. I see our people struggling. I see our people struggling, and I think I see us looking for so much. Right? We're looking for so much. We're looking for so much. Hey, thank you, Bougie. We're looking for so much. We're trying to be more spiritual. We're trying to be spiritual. We are trying to be spiritual. We are not trying to become better people. And I think we are doing too much because there's no such thing as trying to become spiritual. We're looking for answers that's not on the outside. Many of us are trying so hard. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. So many of us are trying so hard to be more spiritual, and there's no such thing as you can't be more spiritual. Y'all, you can't be more spiritual. Thank you. Hey, Kadisha, how are you doing? You can't be more spiritual. You gotta stop trying to be spiritual. Because being spiritual is not a goal. Because you already are. That's what you are. You can't be more than what you are. And I think when you think that you need to be more spiritual, you get frustrated because you think that this is where you should be. Hey, Miss Misha, a lot of us are getting frustrated because we are believing that we should be more of something that we already are. Listen, it's a difference between being more spiritual and being aware of your spirituality, being aware of your spiritual being aware of your spiritual self. Many of us are fighting, and then we gather the information from everywhere. We gather information from above, from the stars, from the moons, from the earth, from this, from that. And if you only go on the inside, you will find everything that you need to know. But we deny ourselves. We keep denying ourselves. We denying ourselves. We keep denying ourselves. We keep denying ourselves. And then we realize that we can't get it because we keep denying ourselves. Listen, you become more aware of your spirituality. You can only become aware of that's why it's called spiritual awakening. That means you are awakening to your own spirituality, to your own natural self. And many of us, we just don't realize what we are doing. Listen, I saw something this morning. It says when somebody brings out the worst in us, and again, we are struggling, man. We are struggling. When people bring out the worst in us, and this is just a message. What's going on, Sugar? How you doing? Sugar Rush? Some people will bring out the worst in us, man. People that we around, or families, or spouses. Hey, Miranda. And we have to understand, man. We can blame them for bringing out the worst in us, but don't blame them for bringing out the worst in us. I rather you see what's inside of you. I would rather you see what is inside of you. I would rather you see what's going on the inside. And again, I keep saying this. You can only see what's going on the inside when it comes out. And when people bring out the worst in us, you can't hate them for bringing out the worst in you. It's for you to see what's going on. It's for you to see how blocked you are. It's for you to see how anxious you are. It's for you to see, hey, she is, how miserable you are, because that's what comes out. And I think a lot of us blaming everything. We're blaming our fathers still, our mother. I asked these questions in my group this morning, the same question that I ask every single time. I don't know. I'm just in this mood. I asked this question again, same question I asked, because I think we need to be reminded of this question. We need to be reminded of this question. This question is this right here, man. This question is this: what you gonna do when the Creator asks back for his life? His life. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? What are you gonna do when the Creator say, "Hey, listen, this is it. What have you done with my life so far?" Are we gonna say, "Give me another chance"? Yeah, are we gonna say, well, okay, wait, hold on. I've wasted my last 7 years, 70 years hating my father because he wasn't there. Are we gonna say, well, my ex-boyfriend, my ex-girlfriend was a narcissist, and that's why I don't trust people. I can't be free. I have. Are we gonna blame? Right? Are we gonna blame everybody for what? For when we are 80 years old. Like, what are we gonna do with that question? What have you done with my life? Are we gonna be tensed? Right, Sheena? Hey, Sheena, good to see you. And we have to understand that question is coming. What have you done? Because what have you done with my life? Because it's not yours. But we take it. Listen, it's like somebody gave you their car. Somebody gave you their car to drive, but you had it for so long that you forgot that it wasn't yours. So you stopped washing it. You stopped servicing it. You stop taking care of it because, hey, you had it for so long that you forget it's not yours. And it shows you what you will do to your own stuff. It don't even show you what you do with a stranger stuff. What would you do with your own stuff? And many of us, we are not, when somebody give us something, let's bring it back at least clean, at least full of gas, right? Full of, if somebody give you a car to drive for a month, you want to take it back clean, serviced, oil change, and gas filled up. Yeah, when the Creator asks us back, asks us back for his life, we going back drained. We're going back tired, frustrated, hey Miko, insecure, angry. What's up, T? Miserable, complaining. Why do we do this? This ain't yours. You get too used to this physical reality that you believe that is yours. This ain't yours. This is just loan experiences, loan time. It is borrowed time, and we are taking it too personal. You have to relax, man. You have to relax. This is not yours. Listen, we come here and we make the worst of it and blame everybody else for our experience. We blame everybody else for their experience. Hey, Florence. We blame everybody else for our shitty experience because we're taking it too personal. We have to understand there's going to come a time where you have to give accountability for what you have done with this life, this time. Thank you, Jamisha. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, man, we wasting time here, man. Um, give me a second. Can I imagine black words? You see what I'm saying? We wasting time here. We just here, just listen, man. I'm telling you guys, man. I'm telling you guys, man. When you see people bring out the worst in you, when you see folks bringing out the worst in you, man, you gotta understand why is the worst in there? Why is so much bad in me? Why is so much frustration with me? Why is there so much anger within me? Why am I so insecure? What am I afraid of? What is happening? What's going on? What am I looking at? What am I thinking? Instead of blaming people, hey Chesney, instead of blaming people for what comes out, we gotta see and be accountable for what is coming out. Listen, man, when you start to be silent, I think one of the best things to do is to learn to be silent. Learn to stop talking so much so that you don't have to always respond. So you don't have to always get angry. So you don't have to always tell somebody off. So that you don't have to always give somebody a piece. Thank you, Miranda. Thank you. I will, let me, Thank you, Miranda. Hey, Bronx Sugar. Listen, man. Listen. See this life right here, man? I've realized, man, is pure accountability. It's pure accountability. Pure accountability. Sometimes you have to remove yourself for a while. You have to remove yourself for a while. Seriously, sometimes you're gonna have to remove yourself for a while. Hey, Miss NB, you're gonna have to remove yourself for a while until you get to the place where you can, where your energy is flowing, and then you go back. You go back to your family. You go back to your friends because I'm telling you, we are so distracted by all this noise, all the things going on, all the people pissing us off. Hey, Kendra, wasted 11 years with a liar, and all the time he was married. I'm so angry. He didn't waste 11 years. He was enjoying it. Nobody wasted 11 years. You was doing it. You was there. You was kissing him. You was making love to him. You was in your time. You didn't waste 11 years. We can't make excuses. You didn't waste. You didn't waste 11 years. That is not how you do. You don't waste time. Again, listen. When you start to take accountability, you don't speak like that. When you begin to take accountability, you don't speak like that. Seriously, when you start to take accountability for your actions, for your behaviors, for where you stay, for who you decide to be around, for who you decide to sleep with, for who you decide to be with, you can't say, I wasted 11 years. It's either you did it or you didn't do it. Because when you learn, right? When you learn to take accountability, you realize, listen, accountability is not given on the outside. It's not given on the outside, man. It's all on the inside. It's all what's going on here. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I see that you're lying. I see that you're cheating. Let me go. But if I see what you're doing and still stay, you can't keep blaming an ass for being an ass. All pain has a lesson. You can't keep being, you can't, listen, this sounds ridiculous, right? But you can't keep blaming an ass for farting. You can't keep blaming an ass for taking poops. You can't keep blaming an ass for farting. It just makes no sense. And then thinking that you waste time being around the ass. Time just moves forward. We have to understand this is your response. See, when I learned to take accountability for my life, man, I wasting time being around people who I didn't want to be around. And you know what? Sometimes when you, listen, Mrs. K, sometimes when you be around people, right, and you have this mentality, people are going to think, oh, you just think that you all that. No, I don't think I'm all that at all. I don't think that it's all that. Hey, thank you, Joe. Thank you. When you realize that you don't have to be all that to make decisions about, God, this is you have to give accountability for this. You have to give accountability for this. Like, we don't understand. You have to give accountability. What have you done with this? What have you done with this? What have you done with this? Someone said, and I love this. Someone said, hey, mamacitas. Good morning, Nani. How you doing? Someone said, all raindrop must go back to each source, to the source of water, right? All raindrop. Hey, Ava, all raindrop. The purpose of each raindrop is to get back to the source, the body of water, lake, the rivers, the ocean, and it gets back there. The purpose of us is to get back to the Creator, exactly how we came. Thank you, Miss Bonnie. We have to get back to the Creator exactly how we came. And this is why even the Christ told you have to get back as a child. How do you become saved? Get back as a child. Well, how do I become as a child? Do I have to go back in the womb? No. You get to renew your mind. You get to go back as a child. That means you have to become childlike. You have to get back that innocence, that pure innocence. You have to get back to that pure natural self because you don't have any excuse. Listen, you can blame who you want to blame. You can blame who you want to blame. Well, God, how do you expect me? How do you expect me to come back? And I've been through this. You ain't been through nothing. You've seen things on the way. You've seen things. What's up, princess? Greetings. You have seen things on your journey and you have allowed it to affect you so much. You have seen things. We have all seen things. Ain't nothing happened to you. You have always been protected. You have always been safe. You have always been there. But you've seen things. Okay, you've seen it. Listen, we're going to see things. Listen, I'm really passionate about this. We're going to see things on this journey. Because when you drive and you see things, right? Rich Rising, Passion, how you doing? When you driving through, going from state to state, you see things on the way. You see accidents. You see people. Can you hear me still? My phone just rang. I don't know if it cut me off. I don't know. I don't know if it cut me off. I don't know. Can you all still hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me still, because somebody just called my phone and I don't know if it works. Okay, good. Y'all can still hear me. Okay, okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, man, listen, we're going to see things on this journey. But just because you're driving, right? Thank you, Princess. Just because you're driving and you're seeing things, right? Just because you're seeing things, it doesn't mean that you have to. Because if you take your eyes off the road, you're going to hit. You're going to crash. You're going to get in trouble. You're going to hit somebody and get in an accident. On this journey right here, you're going to see things. But it's up to you to, no matter what you see, stay focused. But we cannot stay focused. But since we can't stay focused, we blame everybody for our inability to be focused. Listen, we don't have a choice. You're not broken. Ain't nobody broken. You know, a broken crayon still colors the same way. You're not broken. I had a crayon one time. I broke it, give my daughter half, and I used half. And we colored the beautiful picture together. Listen, a broken crayon still colors. You're not broken. You're not broken. Nobody is broken. Nobody is broken. You just not seeing. Many of us, right? Many of us are holding on to our past life. Let me explain this. Many of us are holding on to our past life. We're holding on to what we used to be, how we used to look, our shape, how our shape used to be, how fit we were, how fine we were. You know, we holding on to the type of friends that we have. Listen, this life right here, this new life, it wouldn't work with that. This life right here, it wouldn't work with it. You wouldn't fit this life with that old mindset. The thing is, you are trying to still hold on to that old broken mindset in this new place. You can't, because you've already seen some things. You have to let that thing go. You have to let that old self go. That old self is no longer needed. Why can't we understand that? See, when you try to hold on to that old self, hey Candy, when you try to hold on to that old self, you're gonna suffer. And then you're going to think that you're broken. You're not broken. This is 2024. What you was in 2018 won't work for you this time. Hey, Rita. What you was in 2018 ain't working for you this time. You're not broken. You need to upgrade. that's what it is. Upgrade the program. The computers ain't broken because Windows 8 is just out. It's just outdated. Windows, the program is outdated. You switch the program and you're going to realize, oh my Lord, I feel great. You're holding on to something, somebody. Listen, I'm telling you all, man. I'm telling you all. Wisdom like this comes from a lot of trials and hardship that has been solved and overcome by listening to deep understanding of the truth. I love that, Joe. I love that, man. watch Frozen, right? Let it go, let it go. Listen. And you know what though? I'm not just saying this either, man. I'm not just saying this either. But we cannot. Good morning, Lynn. We cannot just keep saying we are broken. There's nothing wrong with you. If you keep saying that you're broken, the body's gonna break. We need a software update because you know what? We had a virus. But good thing for the virus, it came to disrupt that old programming. It shows you that programming that you had was no fit for this world. The world evolved. That program right here, that program was no good. Listen, I'm telling you, it's like the Three Little Pigs. That house of straw wasn't strong enough for today's hurricane. That house of sticks ain't gonna stand. Listen, look at life like that. The house of sticks don't stand. The house of the straw don't stand. You need a brick house. Let life allow life to build you the brick house. What's up, John? Hey, Jamila, how you doing? But man, listen, we gotta take accountability, man. The question is this morning, what have you done with my life? And I want us to really think about the question. What have you done with my life? This life that I have sacrificed for you. This life. And you know, we have different beliefs on this. We have different religions and different beliefs. And whatever you believe. What sacrifices has got me here? Why am I here? What have I done? What have I done with this life? Must be a very important question. What have I done with this life? Which excuses am I using? Who is my scapegoat? What am I gonna say? I'm this, I'm unhealthy, I'm bringing back. I'm telling you, man, we have to be respectful to this life. We gotta take something back and say, okay, here you go. You give me this, I have multiplied it into this. Yet now all we're doing is dividing it and breaking it and giving it back. Anybody want no broken toy when you come back? Anybody want no confused, corrupt virus? You bringing it back and say, hey, God, listen, I know you give me, I know this is not how you brought me here, but let me explain first. You see that when you have to explain, hey, listen. You know when you have to explain when you give somebody something? You mean, you know that many of us, some people, so instead of saying we're broken, what should he said instead is we're, if we are not broken, then what is their feeling of being fractured? Fractured. Sometimes our understanding, a lot of times we are holding on to a certain look at life, right? Perspectives. A lot of times being broken is about perspectives. A lot of times. You are great. Your advice, please. Having a woman, if a man wants a woman humble, but he doesn't offer. What was I saying? Listen. What the heck was I saying? I totally forgot what I was saying. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you guys for the gift. Sometimes our brokenness is our inability to see life differently, different perspectives, right? And it's not that you're broken, because look at you. Your heart is still beating perfectly fine. Your mind is still working. It works. You just don't like how it goes. Your body is still bodying. Your eyes are still seeing. Your nose still smelling. Your mouth still mouthing. You can taste food. You can walk. You can talk. We have to look at different perspectives. Because a lot of times, if you keep looking at the same thing or the same way every single day of your life, then there's a whole 359 more degrees to look at it. And many times we are choosing just one way to see it. So of course, if you see it that one way, life never stops. Life will never stop. A plant will find the smallest crack in the concrete to grow. Listen, I'm telling you, a little plant, a weed, thank you, Joy, will find the smallest crack. You pave the road and you have a crack in the road, that life will find the smallest crack to start to grow something from. Because the truth is, life never comes to an end. Life just always. So if we just allow life to be, but we are holding on to our own ego, we are holding on to our perspectives, our perception of it. We are holding on to our desires, what we want. You know why we're broken? Because we can't get what we want. Because what we want is not what's for us. It's not what we need. Many of us, we want this. I want this, I want this, I want this. But that thing is not for us sometimes. And instead of realizing, well, this thing don't want me, this thing is not coming to me, what just happened? I don't know. What just happened? Oh man. You all know that somebody reported my live just now on TikTok. It says dangerous activities and challenges. Do you all know that? Oh my Lord. Somebody blocked my live. They actually stopped my live because um, this right here, it says it was dangerous. It's a dangerous live. Ain't that sad? You see it? It says, you know you can't get mad, right? You really can't get mad because you know that's life, right? So the thing about life is this: if I get upset, right? If I get upset and I'm like, I see this right here, then it's proven to me, right? Yeah, it says I guess it's a dangerous. It's a violation, dangerous activities. We, but everyone carry a risk of significant injury. We do not allow showing or promoting dangerous activities, challenges, tricks, and games, and inappropriate use of dangerous tools and eating substance. And listen, if I show you my anger, right, or this in this moment, then what I say is a lie, right? What I say is a lie. If I get upset, what I say is a lie because then, you know, this life right here, this life right here is all about, you know, you realize one thing. This is what I realize about life, right? Seriously. Um, it's not about really challenges, right? It's not really challenges. And it's not about like God is testing you. It's not about life is testing you. It's just that sometimes you have opportunity to practice what you say that you are, right? It's about you having opportunities like right now. It's to practice what you said that you are. Is to practice who you said that you are. And I think when you look at life that way, it makes you realize, hey, okay, I said that I'm gonna be peaceful. So let me use this time to be peaceful. And when you understand this right here, listen, I said today I'm not gonna cuss. I'm not gonna be angry. So when somebody comes, right? When somebody comes with something, is when you say, okay, it's not that they're testing me. Life ain't testing you. It's to say, okay, now I'm having the opportunity to practice who I say I was. Let me do it. You know, this is something that you have to do on a regular basis. Good morning, you all. Like, listen, this you have to understand. This is my opportunity. So when we start to use that idea, this is my opportunity to practice who I said I was, instead of saying, I said I was gonna be happy this morning, and here comes this B, here comes this B, here comes this BS, here comes this. Hey, see, hey, the devil is testing me. There's not nobody testing you. Hey, butterfly heart, how you doing? Hey, butterfly heart. Ain't nobody testing you. Ain't nobody. You have to understand this is your opportunity to be who you said you were. You made it. You made the goal. You made, this the decision. You made the plan. Now stay on the plan. See, many times we just don't understand. You have no excuse. Listen, we can call it excuses. You can blame, but not. And one of the biggest things now, seriously, like one of the biggest things now, right? One of the biggest things now is just that now. Oh man, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. One of the biggest thing now is that we get to blame everybody, narcissists. We get to blame the narcissist. We get to blame the toxic person. Good morning. Good morning. Seriously, you made it fail. We get to blame. Listen, we get to blame our fathers for not being there. We get to blame the weather for our shitty moods. You know what we blame? Do you know what we blame also? Let me tell you. Can I tell you all the things that we blame the most? Can I tell you all? You all want to know what we blame the most? Let me tell you what we blame the most. Our memory. Tell me if that makes sense. We blame our memories even more. Because when the memory comes, we trigger. When the memory comes, here comes this trigger. Here comes our fear. Here comes our insecurities. Here comes our doubt. Using others as a reason of misfortune. Yeah. See, When these memories come, here comes the, here comes this feelings, and here comes this, here comes this replies, and here comes this words, and here comes this anger, and here comes this insecurities. Hey, why not? Because our triggers. Memories don't bring pain. Our perception, thank you, Vicky, of what happens bring pain. Memories don't bring pain. The perception of it brings pain. Remember, there's nothing that's solid. Things are just perceived a certain way because we judge things. We judge things to be this way or that way. We judge memories to be bad or good. A memory is just a memory. We suffer more in our imagination than in reality, facts. But we have to learn, man. We have to learn. We blame everything for our behavior. And sometimes we just have to remember, you have to set your plans. Like when you wake up in the morning, you have to set your plans. You can't just wake up in the morning and just go. You can't wake up in the morning and just go. That's fact, Miranda. We can't wake up in the morning and just go. We got to set our intentions. As an adult, you have to be intentional. You can still get up and get a job, get a girl flipping, scripting is not the best. I'm telling you, listen, you could always, man, listen, man. That book thing that we're doing on Saturdays, that book club, I think this book has been doing so much for many people because understanding these 7 spiritual laws of success. The one that we did last week was, I'm going to post that. I think I'm going to post that video of the first of chapter 4, the law of least effort. Would you all be curious to see what we talk about in that book club? Would you all be curious to see what we post? Thank you, Joe. Would you be curious to see how 1 hour of meeting go when you come to the book club? Because I think I'm going to post. The book is the 7 spiritual laws of success. And last week we did chapter 4, but we're going to continue this week with chapter 4 because it was so empowering to many people. I think chapter 4 blessed many people because it's the law of least effort. I think that part, it's like, oh my God, I never knew what I was doing. Right? I never knew what I was doing. Yeah. Miranda, I'm posted today. I never knew that this is least effort. I didn't know that if I let go, if I release this, if I see things this way. And the thing is, the law of least effort, man, it is a powerful law because we don't understand what's really going on. We don't see it. You have to become a member to join, but I'm gonna post it on the regular page today because I want you to see what the things that we talk about because I think some of them things are very helpful. It can be very helpful. But listen, the law of least effort, man. When you start practicing the law of least effort, you realize that you don't let things affect you. So for real, Candy, you realize that you can't. Accountability is a bad word to many people because it means that you have to stop looking out. It means that you got to stop looking outside. Accountability means that you have to stop looking out. Some of us, all we see is outside. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate you. just, just messed up my whole chain of thought. Oh, Lord have mercy. I am broken from a previous relationship and the new man treats me perfect as long as he don't spend any money for me. Your opinion if you want, please. Thank you. I am broken from a previous relationship and the new man treats me perfect as long as he don't spend any money for me. I don't understand what that means. I don't understand. What's up, Alien Power? How you doing, man? Listen, in relationships, man, one of the most difficult things, right? In relationship, one of the most difficult things is to be hurt and then to go in a new relationship and you can't see things in a hurt perspective anymore, right? It's to be hurt, but when you go to a new relationship, you have to see things as brand new. Sometimes, right? Here's the thing. I don't know what you meant by the new guy is perfect, except if you want to be in a healthy relationship, you have to practice being in a healthy relationship. It- Hear what I'm saying. If you want to be in a healthy relationship, you have to practice being in a the only healthy relationship is the one that you have with yourself. That's the first one. That's the most important one. And everything gonna stem, because if you have a healthy relationship with yourself, how you relate to others, and how you relate to the outside, and how you relate to food, and how you relate to the weather, and how you relate to the narcissist, it doesn't make a difference. It will match the way how you relate to yourself. And I think that's something that we have to understand. If you are in every relationship starts with you. You have to see the way how you think, see the way how you feel, come to a place where you understand self, come to a place where you connect to self, not connect to others outside of you. Connect to yourself, connect to your mind, and understand your mind, understand your body, understand life. And when you get to the point, man, the way how you relate to strangers, say how you relate to yourself. I understand you. I understand your suffering. I understand you. I understand you cussing me out. I understand that you being rude. You know what I mean? I understand that disrespectful. I understand. And sometimes you understand. I understand how food plays a big role in my body. I understand what to eat, what not to eat. I understand that I can't keep drinking this. I understand if I keep drinking this, it messes up with my being sober. The relationship with yourself is the first one. I think we're not broken. We just have a bad relationship with ourselves. We have a bad relationship with ourselves. The way how we see alcohol, the way how we see food, the way how we see people, the way how we see love, the way how we see trust. We just have a unhealthy relationship with ourselves. If you stem a healthy, and you know what though, to be honest, you have to practice that on a daily basis. You have to practice that. You have to practice that. That means you might have to come by yourself, sit still, and experience one in your mind. See, like how we experience the negative one that we didn't like? You see, like how we experience that one when somebody cheated on us in our minds and we have a reaction? You see, like how we experience somebody lying to us and we get anxious? You see how we experience in our mind somebody cheating and we get, even if it's not happening? You see how, like, we experience we can't leave? You see, like how we experience that we are unhappy if something happens? And see how we can experience this on a regular daily basis, and then our reaction stems from our imagination. So you have to learn to imagine. You're gonna have to learn to imagine by sitting your ass still, sitting your ass down, and imagine the type of things that you want to imagine so you can come back to yourself and say, oh, this feels amazing. You're gonna have to. This is discipline. This right here is discipline. You're gonna have to listen, and we don't even realize about what we've been doing. As far as relationships, man was never meant to be with one woman. Concubines have been practiced. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you believe, then act on your belief, man. I mean, if it makes you happy, if it brings you peace and joy, then do it. But dealing with one woman is enough, because why would you want two? To do what? One is already enough. Why would you want? Men was never meant. We don't know what men was meant to be. We don't know what created us. We don't know how. We don't understand. But listen, if you want multiple women and the woman that you will that you would agree to it, hey, do what you do. That's your business. It's your life. But I know when I'm done with my one woman, I want to go to a quiet space and sit my ass down and have nobody else talk to me. I know when I'm done, right? Right? I know when I'm done hearing my lady talk, that's enough for me. That's perfectly enough. I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to hear nobody. I could go in my room and chill out, be by myself. I don't know how y'all do it, but that's how I like my quiet. I like my peace. I like my energy. You see, when you learn to conserve your energy, man, yeah, do you really need multiple? I'm just listen. I'm, do you really want multiple? Do you really want that type of life? Then many of us, we can't even bring happiness and security to one woman, but we want multiple. We can't. A lot of us can't even bring security to ourselves, but we want 5 and 6. I'd rather not. It's just, I'd rather not. However, if that's what you want to do, man, by all means, do it. I mean, it's a full-time job. I don't have that kind of time. Don't sacrifice your own morals or self-esteem for the onus of a man who not willing to understand you. I mean, to be honest, listen, I'm not against it or for it. I'm just saying, do what you can afford. Sometimes you gotta do what you can afford. I personally don't have a desire. I mean, I did back in the days, but listen, I did back in the days, but it never turned out good. So I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with one. I'm okay giving. Let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something that men don't, a lot of times men don't learn for a long time. And this might not be practiced everywhere else. But a lot of times, man, you really see a woman's beauty or a man's beauty. You see a man or a woman's fullness when you have only one, when your energy is not divided or split up. Because many of us, we can't focus on one thing at a time. And when we can't focus on one thing, your energy is all over the place. And you will never see a woman's full beauty when you keep splitting up the attention between 1, 2, and 3. She will never be enough because the energy that you are giving her. Now, I'm not saying this for everybody. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying this for everybody, but I'm saying I begin to see the full beauty, the full worth, the full power of my lady when I begin to focus on that one lady, because I had no distraction. I had nobody else energy in the picture. I had no connection elsewhere. So when I begin to look at her, man, my body craved her, my mind craved her, my presence craved her. Now, I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. Back in the days when I used to do those things. Now I'm 40 something years old. I have no need for another woman. To be honest, I don't. It's harder, man. Now, I don't know. For me, anyways, I'm talking about me. Maybe I'm the one who's messed up. Back in the days, man, when I had one woman, I had to split my time, split my thoughts, split my mind, split my focus. And when I'm with one, sometimes one come to mind, one call, one needed me. I couldn't give a woman my full attention. So therefore, I had to realize, I can't do it. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I'm not that great. I don't know what to say. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what to do. I can't do. I'm not even fulfilled. I'm just saying. So for me, I'm okay with one. But you say a man's nature. Nature really is what you practice. Nature is based on the environment that you're in. Nature is not the same for everybody. One man's nature is not the same nature for everybody else. I promise you, I've learned that. You see what I'm saying? I have learned that. One man's nature, one woman's nature is not the same as every woman's nature, because nature is different for every creature. The birds practice a different nature. There's an animal. Which animal, which animal only has one partner for the rest of for their entire life? Which animal was that? Which animal only had one partner their entire life? I was my daughter always watching those videos, and I was listening. He said, "Oh, you so happy?" The dove only have one partner. Wolves and penguins. Listen, and that's their nature, right? But look at the nature of a dog. Look at the nature of a dog. Swans, the dog could have many. That's their nature. That's if that's what you practice. But I'm saying, we are only, right? Your nature is what you practice. If you practice smoking, your nature is to smoke. Think about it. If you practice being a smoker, you're gonna wake up in the morning, want a cigarette. That's your natural nature. Now I'm looking at you like, dude, how you do that? But you understand that that's your nature. So nature is what you practice. Nature, what is nature? What is nature? Nature grows. Nature is the birds, is the trees, it's just we practice in culture. And if Your culture is around your nature. Like, for instance, if you are around a bunch of poor people, your nature is to be poor. True or false? If you are around a bunch of poor, broke people, sometimes your nature, that energy transform, that nature is to be broke. You will be broke. Hey, Tiana. And then when you switch and see a different lifestyle, a different nature, you realize you can switch your nature. You can always switch your nature, man. Hey, Javad. So I'm saying, I don't really pick too much. You know, I used to think that a man's nature is to have multiple women too, but I had to fix that nonsense. I had to fix it. I was like, yeah, maybe it is, maybe it's not, but let me have a choice. Let me choose. Let me choose what I can maintain, what I can manage, what my energy can manage, what my energy can be happy with, what my energy can be peaceful with. I have to actually choose my own choices instead of the world or my society choosing it for me. And I think that's what we need to do. Many of us, we cannot manage our lives because our lives ain't our own. Many of us can't manage our life because our life ain't our own. Our life is based on what people say we should do, who's popular, what trend is in. So it's not even, it's not working. It's a handful, right? I have to. All right, Jamisha. You have a beautiful day too. Listen, I have to go to it. Let me go work out because I have a meeting in an hour and a half. So let me put the hour in and hit my meeting. So listen, thank you all for joining me. Listen, again, I hope you understand the question. The question is, what are you going to do with this life? What are you doing with this life? All right? What are you doing with this life? Okay? You have a beautiful day too. Hey, Belinda, you all have fun. No excuses. What you're gonna do with this life must be your choice, must be your decision. And when that is your decision, I think life changes. You all be blessed, all right? I'll see you guys later. I might come back on later on today about the sacral chakra, okay? When you know a man has other women, it's impossible for her to give him and show him who she really is. Internally, she will shut down. He won't ever recognize it because he can't. You all be blessed, all right? I'll see you guys later.